So, the Hydrow and the Ergatta, both awesome rowing machines, but which one is right for you? For those that are new to the channel, I'm Austin with Training Tall, and you can't really tell on camera, but I am 6'8" or 203 centimeters. But Training Tall is all about giving you the tips and strategies to help you take your fitness and health above the average, no matter how tall you are. And if you get a chance after the video, you should check out my website, trainingtall.net, for more rowing stuff from me, including ebooks, form reviews, personal coaching, and more. And in this video, we're gonna take a deep dive look into the Hydrow and the Ergatta to really get a comprehensive understanding of what both rowing machines have to offer so that you can figure out which is gonna be the best one for you. And before we get into everything, it's important to know that the Hydrow and the Ergatta, while they might have similar price points, they are two totally different experiences based off of two different ways of training. So let's get into it. We're gonna first take a look at the look and design of each rowing machine. We're gonna talk about how the machines row, how they feel to row, and then the features of both machines. So starting off with the look and the design of these rowers, from a first glance view, we can see that these are two wildly different looking machines, with the Ergatta being a wooden water rower that is much more furniture-like looking than the more futuristic, sort of modernized style of the Hydrow. As far as the specifications of the machines go, the Ergatta weighs a lot less than the Hydrow does, clocking in at about 103 pounds when the machine is loaded with water, while the Hydrow is closer to 200 pounds. The Hydrow is really heavy and takes up a little bit more space overall than the Ergatta does. The Ergatta has a much lower profile, but when you stand both machines up, they actually both stand up to about 86 inches in height. So both machines can be stored away, kind of tucked away in the corner pretty easily. The Hydrow overall does take up a little bit more space and is a lot heavier of a machine. Because of its lower profile, the Ergatta can support up to 500 pounds of weight, and the Hydrow can support up to 375 pounds. And I'm happy to say that both machines fit for tall individuals. I myself have about a 37-inch inseam or so, and fit comfortably on both machines with just a little bit of room left on both machines. And just because we're talking specifics and numbers, the monitors on each machine, the Ergatta monitor is about 17 inches, while the Hydrow has a 22-inch monitor. So now that we've got an idea of the look and the design of these machines, let's talk about how they row. How do they feel to row? Does it feel good? Does it feel different? How does it feel? The Ergatta uses water resistance as you row, which is very smooth feeling, very fluid sounding, is the most pleasing to the ear out of all the rowing machines, and is also one of the quietest. The Hydrow uses electromagnetic resistance to resist you as you row, but I'm pleased to say that the sound of the electromagnetic plates, it's also not too loud. I would say that both of these machines are very much apartment friendly. Overall, the Ergatta is just a little bit quieter and a little bit more soothing sounding. Now keep in mind that when it comes to changing the resistance on both machines, on the Ergatta, you would physically have to fill more water into the tank if you wanted to feel a heavier, more resistive stroke, whereas on the Hydrow, it actually has the biggest variety of drag factor resistances that are all adjusted digitally. So literally just sliding your finger across the screen can totally change the resistance that you feel. So in that regard, the Hydrow has more resistance settings and is a lot more convenient to change the resistance on. While I like the textured grip on the Ergatta handle a little bit more, I will say that Hydrow has a bit of an edge up as far as the handle goes because the Ergatta handle is just a little bit narrower. And so if you've got broader shoulders like me, it's nice to have a little bit longer of a handle to grip with that you find on the Hydrow. But when it comes to the biomechanical setup of the machine and how your body moves to the rowing stroke, it's important to know that the Ergatta has the foot plates a little bit closer together than on the Hydrow, as well as having the seat and the feet higher and more in level with each other. This can make it slightly more challenging to get a proper lean forward at the front end of each rowing stroke on the Ergatta compared to the Hydrow. Does this mean that it's impossible or too hard to take long, efficient strokes on the Ergatta? No, not at all. It's a minor thing, but you can definitely feel the difference. It is easier to take a full stroke on the Hydrow. If you held me against my will and you said, which machine has the smoothest feeling stroke out of all of them, I would go with the Hydrow. It feels a little bit smoother overall. You actually get a little bit of a pickup on the way back up. It kind of guides you back into the machine with the electromagnetic belt that it uses. And it's just a little bit easier to get a fuller range of motion with each stroke. So now that we have a general idea of the differences on how these machines row, how these machines feel, let's get into the features of these machines and basically how these two different experiences really differ, because they differ a lot, and depending on your own personality type and what drives you to be consistent and show up day to day, week to week, this is going to make or break the decision for you. The Hydrow is a fitness class-based rowing experience where once you sign up, you get access to literally over 1,000 follow-along coached workouts with over a dozen coaches who aren't rowing on a rowing machine, but are actually rowing in boats on the water. So you get that really cool experience of seeing how you rowing on your machine is just like how it is rowing on the water. Posting a handful of new workouts each and every day that aren't just rowing workouts, but also off the rower workouts to really help you get a complete full fitness experience. While the Ergatta is more of a personalized video game-like rowing experience. Austin, what the heck does that even mean? Well, there are no coaches on the Ergatta. You essentially calibrate the machine specific to you by initially doing a 2,000 meter row. And from there, the Ergatta personalizes different intensity zones specific to you and your current rowing ability. From there, you have access to a plethora of different rowing options and rowing workouts that are all tailored around your personalized intensity zones. One of the most important things about rowing and your rowing workouts is understanding the different metrics that your rower is showing you. On the Hydrow, you see your workout duration, your split per 500 meter, your total distance that you've rowed, your heart rate, and your calories burned on their very simple but very sleek and eye-pleasing UI. You also get to see the leaderboard within each workout so you can see where you stack up, not just after the workout, but in the middle of your workouts as well. On the Ergatta, your metrics are displayed in a much more dynamic game-like way, based again on your personalized intensity zones that allow you to focus on specific goals that are specific to you, whether that's stroke rate or split per 500 meter intensities. Again, these workouts are crafted for you based off of your initial calibration and where you are currently in your rowing ability. So just right there, you can notice the drastically different workout experiences that you would have on either machine, whether that's being coached and motivated and simply following along with the coach on the screen on the Hydrow, or again, working around your personalized intensities, sort of doing it in a video game-like fashion as you work through your intervals or your steady duration workouts. They're just two totally different ways of working out. What's great about both machines is that they both include training programs. On the Hydrow, you simply follow along with the workouts in order, while again, the coaches are there to coach you and motivate you every step of the way throughout each workout. While on the Ergatta, the push programs feature levels that can only be unlocked one workout at a time after successful completion of the previous workout, where you have to hit your personalized goals. So you can't just botch the workouts and get through them. They only unlock once you hit those specific goals, which forces you to stay accountable, which is something that you don't get with the Hydrow training plans. It's important to know that both machines offer Bluetooth connectivity. They both offer music options as well and allow you to connect your heart rate monitors to your workout experience too. One big bummer about both machines is that you cannot program your own intervals into the machine. On the Ergatta, you can set your rower to a specific distance or a specific time, or just simply go into the free row option. And on the Hydrow, you can follow along with their uncoached journey workouts, but you can't simply program intervals into either machine. Luckily, both have software that is updated constantly, so this is subject to change, but definitely a big drawback of both machines. So what we have here is a choice. that you need to make based off of what motivates you. The only way you are going to be successful in rowing is if you keep it up, is if you can keep showing up consistently, doing your workouts, doing your best each and every day over the course of a long period of time. So what motivates you? Is it coaches telling you to, hoo-hoo, rah-rah you to the end of the workout? Is that what gets you going? Or are you someone who's a little bit more analytical, wants more detailed results, detailed numbers, and personally focused goals to progress you along your rowing journey? These are all super important things to consider when it comes to deciding on either getting the Hydrow or the Ergatta. They're both very expensive, both subscription-based rowing machines. I forgot to mention that earlier, but yes, these both have a subscription cost to them, but they both can be highly effective as long as you are honest with yourself and you know what you like. So if you're into the fitness class style of workouts and you want to be on arguably what I would consider one of the best feeling rowing machines out of every rowing machine that I've ever used, the Hydrow is going to be the way to go. But if you're someone who's a little bit more internally driven and likes to see the analytics, likes to see the numbers, etc., likes that video game-like experience, the Ergatta is going to be the way you want to go. But I hope this could give you a good idea of what both machines have to offer. If you've had experience with either of these machines, let me know, let everyone know down in the comments below so we can understand it all better together, because knowledge is power, especially when it comes to investing in a very pricey rowing machine. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe for more fitness and rowing and fun content from myself. Check out my website and check out my Twitch streams as well. It's all linked down in the comments below if you're interested.